Hi there. Today's episode is going to look at something slightly different, which is the conspiracy theory that 5G mobile phone networks are actually responsible for or aiding in the transmission of Covid19, the virus, which is madness. There are two theories going around really at the moment. One is that the 5G, the next generation of mobile phone networks, is either responsible for the illness, which has nothing at all to do with the virus, and it's just been named that way, or that the 5G network is somehow aiding the spread of the virus. Some total mad things going off. I've read that the virus is communicating with each other via the network, which would be a bit novel, seeing viruses don't have brains, but that's another story, or mobile phones. And another one is that it's actually the 5G mobile network that has caused the virus, which again is a bit novel, because basically we're then saying that an electromagnetic wave can create a biological entity. Even science fiction doesn't go that far. But as a result of this, and this is most serious, people are taking this crazy connection seriously and are attacking 5G towers and the workers who are operating them. It's been reported in England that in Birmingham and Liverpool, 5G masts, as you can see, have been set on fire. While there's a video on Twitter of protesters in Hong Kong tearing down these masts. In fact, worries about mobile phone communication can be traced right back to the beginning, beyond even the creation of the internet. There was a time when people said that having a mobile phone fried your brains, and people were going about with tin foil on their heads. And people were making money by creating shields that you could have on your phone. The fear is our fundamental long-standing misunderstanding about what radiation is. More specifically about what electromagnetic radiation is. And I'm not going into that here. Again, I have actually done a video on the electromagnetic spectrum. The link's appearing right now. The difference between ionizing and non-ionizing radiation is the key. Radio waves are only a very small part of the wider electromagnetic spectrum, which emits energy called electromagnetic radiation. Radio waves are found at the very low frequency end, along with microwaves, visible light and heat. And they only produce non-ionizing radiation, which means these waves cannot damage DNA inside cells, which is how waves at the higher end, X-rays, gamma rays and ultraviolet light, are thought to cause cancer. The International Commission on Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection, which is called ICNIRP, assessed the risk of radio broadcast tested with the high-frequency version of the microwaves which 5G is using, and concluded the levels in real-world mobile communications the technology has no risk. So, stop worrying about it. Other theories have popped out. There's this tweet you can see here, which suggests that radio waves, introduced in 1916, is clear for various other epidemics. Well, that's nonsense. The evidence put forward by these theories gets all sorts of things wrong. For example, in this tweet here, it says that in 1916 radio waves caused the 1918 Spanish flu outbreak. But then it jumps forward to 2003, completely ignoring any other pandemic that may have occurred in almost 100 years. And it states that the 2003 3G was introduced to the world. And then in 2003 there was a SARS outbreak. Well, let's get this straight. 3G wasn't rolled out in Asia until 2006, and SARS first identified in China in 2002. 4 years before 3G was introduced to China, and a year before it was introduced anywhere on the planet. So these are crazy theories. And as I said, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the fact that people are now starting to damage these mobile phone networks at a time when emergency personnel and across the world need them to communicate with each other. Looking at the maps here, you can see the worldwide spread of coronavirus, and you can also see the worldwide spread of 5G networks. And they don't match. One of the worst hit countries on the planet for coronavirus is Iran. It has no 5G networks. So to finish, a few quotes. Professor Malcolm Perrin, who's the director of the Department of Medical Physics and Clinical Engineering at Oxford University, said, "The supposed correlation between 5G and its development in China reveals a complete lack of understanding of the difference between cause and coincidence. In simplest terms, there might have been a train leaving Wuhan during the 5G development, but train departures are not caused by 5G." Professor Adam Finn, Professor of Paediatrics at the University of Bristol, said, "The internet connection these networks give us are one of the most important tools in using to coordinate our response to the epidemic and efforts to do research to overcome it. Damaging foam mass is like knocking holes in a lifeboat while your ship is sinking." So please, if you know people who are damaging these masts, tell them to stop. They're actually making things worse. And for the rest of us, stay healthy, stay safe, and take your government's advice. See you next time.